There are 4 state assembly races we are watching closely tonight, affecting residents in Kern County.
17's Maddie Jansen has a look at the candidates.
Our first stop is the 34th District. It encompasses parts of Bakersfield and Oildale, Tehachapi and Bear Valley Springs, parts of the Mojave Desert, Ridgecrest, Taft, and Maricopa. As of September, 44% of registered voters in the district identified as Republican, 29% Democratic, 21% no party preference.
I'm here because we need change.
And over the past few months, our community has gone through a lot.
And here are our candidates. Incumbent Vince Fong, a Republican, is seeking a 3rd term. The Bakersfield native once served as Congressman Kevin McCarthy's district director. Challenger Julie Solis, a Democrat, says although she knows this seat is a Republican stronghold, she's running to give voters a choice. The mother of 3 is also a Valley Fever awareness advocate. During our debate last month, we asked the candidates what they thought of the state's response to the COVID-19 crisis.
COVID was unforeseen. I think that the governor is doing the best that he can.
Governor Newsom right now is ruling by executive order instead of collaborating with our community.
In the primary this spring, Fong took 71% of the vote, Solis 28%. Let's head over to the 32nd District. It includes Hanford, Wasco, Shafter, and parts of Bakersfield. The district makeup earlier this fall was 45% Democratic, 25% Republican, and 23% no party preference. Incumbent Rudy Salas, a Democrat, was first elected to this seat in 2012. He was born and raised in Kern County and previously served as a Bakersfield City Council member. Todd Cotta, a Republican born and raised in Hanford, is challenging Salas for his seat. The former deputy sheriff and current gun shop owner has been critical of the governor's strategy tackling the pandemic. But during our debate last month, Salas too expressed frustration. But the 2 men came out on opposite sides of the mask debate.
Look, I support the science, and science says when you wear a mask, you're safer.
I try and find businesses that don't have mask requirements. I myself at my own business do not have a mask requirement at my business.
In the primary election, Salas won 58% of the vote, Cotta 41%. Let's look now to the 26th District, encompassing Bishop, Tulare, Porterville, Visalia, and the Kern River Valley. Republicans make up 39% of registered voters here, Democrats 33%, and no party preference 22%. Incumbent Republican Devin Mathis of Visalia has served in the position since 2014. He's a veteran and says he's focused on helping families.
We do a lot of good work here in the Kern River Valley, listening to the issues about water, about agriculture, about public services, making sure that the government actually works for you.
Challenger Democrat Drew Phelps is from the Central Valley. He's only 26 years old and a senior policy analyst for a home builder. His top issues include internet and health care access.
Particularly here in the Kern River Valley, you do have folks who have, whether it's just lacking access to care, whether it's homeless folks who need more access to mental health care, and that in itself is very important. And folks in this area shouldn't have to drive down the hill, down to Bakersfield, almost an hour just to receive that sort of care. And so that's really important, is just bringing the funding here to bolster those programs that are already in existence but could really use that extra stream.
In the primary, Mathis came out ahead with 61% of the votes to Phelps 38%. Our last stop is the 36th Assembly District. It includes parts of Mojave, California City, Edwards Air Force Base, Rosamond, Palmdale, and much of Antelope Valley. Democrats make up 41% of registered voters here, Republicans 30%. 22% are registered as no party preference. Despite more registered Democrats in this district, the Assembly seat has been held by Republican Tom Lackey since 2014. He took the seat from his current challenger, Democrat Steve Fox. Since then, the two have been battling it out to represent this district. Lackey is a former CHP sergeant and says he wants to make sure the rural areas he represents have a seat at the table in Sacramento. Fox is a former educator and attorney. He faced an indecent exposure investigation, which he fervently denies. He says he wants to be there for small businesses, and both hope to strengthen the aerospace industry.
We have Mojave, we have Edwards Air Force Base, we have Plant 42 in the Antelope Valley. And what we have done is we have brought together participants in the Aerospace Research Institute, and we want to build that cohesive and unique nature that we have, the synergy that exists here between the military, private industry. We also work very, very diligently with those partners to build and continue to maintain aerospace success.
I'm asking voters to vote on the issues. I want to bring tax deductions for small businesses and generate jobs and work and money. We're here to make a profit, and I'm going to help everybody do that.
In the primary, Lackey got 53% of the vote, Fox 17%. Maddie Jansen, 17 News.